3,
Okay.
2, 1. So yeah, we are live now. So
Okay. Thank you, Abir. Can you hear me well?
if you guys can hear the speaker, please give some sign in the chat box so that we can understand that everything is smooth. We were facing some technical difficulties during our tool setup as we are using YouTube Live. So if you can hear the speaker or me, please tell us in the comment box so that we can officially start the webinar. So yes, Ahmed Bhai, I can hear. You can officially start the webinar.
Okay. Can you hear me well now?
Yes, yes, Ahmed Bhai, we are hearing you well, so you can continue.
Okay. Okay. So good morning or good afternoon, everyone.
Start the webinar.
So my thanks a lot for attending this webinar. So we are having some little technical problem. Due to that, we are starting a little bit late in this webinar. So thanks a lot for your patience. So this webinar is organized by the Bangladeshi student group in Bertelsmann Cloud Challenge as a community initiative planning to arrange a series of webinars to have a better strategic conversation among the scholars. So in this first webinar, we are going to give an overview on business model canvas, which is a visual template for developing a business model for a new startup. Let me introduce myself first. I am a PhD student in biomedical engineering department of the Saskatchewan University of Saskatchewan. I have a long history with Udacity. I did 3 nanodegrees, deep learning nanodegree, deep reinforcement learning nanodegree, and data scientist nanodegrees before. And currently I'm also doing machine learning engineering nanodegrees. So in addition of this Bertelsmann Cloud Challenge, I am also taking part in Intel Edge AI Challenge. So I'm pretty much busy with Udacity for the last couple of months. So my internship journey starts last year when I worked as a summer entrepreneur at Innovation Enterprise, which is a technology transfer company in our university. As part of we developed a business model for a medical image management tool with the team. And we proposed some new technical features using AI and augmented reality and virtual reality. So, but we could not form a startup company from our ideas for some reason. So I think some of you might have some business ideas. So if you can share your ideas in the YouTube link, YouTube channel, we can have a look at those ideas and we can discuss on those ideas maybe later on. So we don't know when the new ideas will come. So maybe you have an idea that might be the next YouTube or next Google or next Amazon. So if you have an idea, so I have to first congratulate you, but your work does not stop there because
এখানে মিটিং চলত তো মিটিং চলার ভাই এখানে আরিফ আওয়াজ কম করিস
Okay. So can you hear me now?
yes we can hear you Ahmed bhai
Uh, okay. So let's take maybe 1 minute. I'll be right back, and you can put your some ideas in the YouTube channel, and we'll discuss
সমাধান
those
থেকে
ideas maybe in the next slide. Okay. So yeah, I'm ready now.
okay let's resume
So sorry about the interruption. My daughter was interrupting me. So if you have an idea like uh, for a business to start up a business or to start up a new company, so your work will just begin now. Most idea, because there is a big gap between idea and the product. Most idea don't actually uh, become as a product. Also there is a big gap between the product and the sales. So there is lots of product in the market, but most of the product they don't sell, and because of those give big gap between idea and product and sale. Most of the ideas maybe die after some time. So this is an figure that shows that this gap between ideas and product. So you can imagine that this is a funnel. In the top of the funnel, there are lots of ideas coming up from different departments like science, applied science, engineering, and business. But only a very few ideas later turn up as a product, new product. So from the several million academic papers published each year, we only get maybe one or two new products each year. So what we will do with the idea if you have a business idea? So before we think about the idea, that is solution of a problem, we have to think about the problem that you want to solve. So what problem you are solving using your idea? So this is the first point you have to think about it. And then you will have to think about your solution. And your idea will goes here in the second point. The third point, you have to understand why your idea is better than others. Why it is better than others, or what's the advantage of your idea. And the next point, you have to think about who else is also doing this same solution or same idea, who is also working on the same idea. That means who are your competitors. So we can think of this fourth step as an acronym NABC, which is a Stanford research idea. So N stands for the need. So what problem will your business solve is the need. And A stands for the approach. What is your solution? B stands for why is it better? And C stands for the computation. So who else is doing it? So in these 4 points, NABC slide, so we have only 4 points. We are considering only 4 points, but there is many missing points here. So some of the missing points are like, who are your customers? You have to find out the customers. So how to build it, how to build your business, and how to pay for that business. So if you want to run a business, you have to pay. There is certain cost associated with that business. So how you're going to pay for those costs, and what do you do in the next step? So in a concrete business plan, if you want to uh, propose a business plan for your new startup, So you have to come up with all these different points or different uh, features of your business plan. So first feature will be like offering. What is your product offering to the customer? And then you have to think about who are your customer and how you're going to reach those customers. So you have to think about the channel also. You have to also build some infrastructure to reach your customer. So whether you are using like some kind of face-to-face or automated system to reach your customer. You have to build a team for your uh, business. So who are your co-founders, who are your advisors, who are your employees? You have to think about those things. And you also have to think about the partners. Who are your partners or who you want to collaborate with to move your business forward? And there are several key activities you have also need to think about, or key resources you need to think about, including some financial resources. So in order to visualize all these points, we normally use in the startup area, we use this business model canvas, which is a visual template that incorporates all these points in a nice visual way. And in this template, we have incorporated 7 ideas from the previous discussion. So we have this value proposition. So what our business is proposing, or what our business is offering to the customer. We have to think about the customer segment. So who are our customers? How we are going to reach the customer. So you have to think about it in the channels and how you're maintaining your relationship with the customer. So this is the customer relationship segment. And to run this business, and you have to get some money or some revenue, and we have to also have some cost structure. So you have to think about this cost structure and revenue structure. And on this left side of this business model canvas, we have these key activities. So what are the key activities in your business? What are the key resources in your business? You have to think about those things. And what are the key partners? Who are the key partners in your business? So we'll discuss all this point in a short slide. So first, whenever you start a business, first of all, you have to think about the customer segment. So who are your customer? You have to understand your customer very well. So if you don't understand your customer, you cannot solve their problems, or you cannot offer something that the customer wants. Maybe you want something, but maybe the customer really don't need those products, so it will not sell. So you have to understand your customer, what they do really need, what are their real needs. You have to understand those things. Second thing is value proposition of this business model canvas. So what are you offering your customer? How does this help them? So you have to understand this, and you have to offer something that is very new or very that has some advantages over your competitors, so that the customer will buy your product or your services. So these two are the most important points: the value proposition and the customer segment in a business model canvas. Then you have to think about the channel, how you're going to reach your customer. So how you provide the service to your customer, whether it is a face-to-face service or online service or some other way you want to provide the service to your customer. Then the customer relationship. So what kind of relationship will you have with your customer? Whether it is a personal relationship or it's automated relationship or online relationship. So you have to think about those in the customer relationship segment. Then in the bottom part of this BMC business model canvas, we have the revenue part. So what the customer will pay for your service, how the customer will pay, when the customer will pay, whether they pay recurrently or they pay by transaction, and whether they are paying for the service or they're paying for the product. So you have to think about those things, and we'll see an example later on how to incorporate all these ideas. Maybe then it will be more clear. So we already discussed these 5 segments. First, we discussed the customer segment, then the value proposition segment, then how we are going to reach the customer by the channel segment, how we are maintaining a relationship with the customer by the customer relationship segment, and we also discussed about the revenue stream, how we are getting revenue from your customer. The next point is what are the key resources. So what do you need to deliver your product to the customer? Which assets are essential or necessary? So this is the key resources that we need. These are the key resources that we need to deliver the minimum viable product or MVP to the customer. So minimum viable product is also a very important term, MVP, in a startup. So when you start a new business or going to start up form a startup company, so MVP is very important. So you have to provide the customer a minimum viable product, which has something that the customer can give feedback to you. In order to develop this minimum viable product, we need some resources. So you have to list out those resources here in the key resources part. Then you have the key activities. So what activities are necessary to deliver this MVP, and which are the essential activities? So you have to think about those activities, and you have to write down those activities in this key activity section. And the key partners. So what partners and suppliers do you need? So key partners section, next section, you have to think about the partners or suppliers for your business. So who builds your company? What partners and suppliers do you need? Who builds your company? What happens if you lose them? So is there any legal consequences or any problem with the tax, funding, advisor, sales? So you have to think about lots of things here in this partners. So your partners is very important to progress your business forward. So you need to consider those partners very carefully. And the last missing part of this business model canvas is the cost structure. So what is the cost associated with delivering your product or MVP? You have to think about those costs. What drives those costs? So do you need capital to run your business, or do you have some operating cost? Or you have to also think about, do you have a fixed cost or a variable cost? All this cost component will come in this last and this cost structure of this business model canvas. So in the business model canvas, in a complete business model canvas, we have all these 9 components. So first component is the value proposition, that is what your business is providing to the customer, what service or product is you're providing to the customer, whether it is new or novel or it has some advantage over your competitors. Then you have to think about who are your customers, what are their real needs. You have to understand your customer to run your business very well. Then you have to think about the channel you are using to reach your customer, which is the channel section. And you also need to think about the customer relationship, how you maintain your relationship with the customer. And from this, you will get some revenue. If your business is running, you will get some revenue. So you have to list out those revenues in the revenue structure. And in the left-hand side of this business model canvas, we have the key resources and key activities which are required for delivering your most valuable product. We have the key partners. So who are your partners and who will help you to progress your business forward. And the last component is the cost structure. So what cost is required to deliver the business model canvas? So this is the complete picture of this business model canvas. First, when you start a business, you have to write all these points. Most of the points will be your guesses or hypotheses, but you have to validate those hypotheses by taking some feedback from the customer or taking an interview with the customer or taking some kind of responses from the customer. So by validating this hypothesis, then you have to modify those hypotheses and you have to create a business model canvas, concrete business model canvas for your startup. So let's see an example of a business model canvas to clear these ideas or these features. So suppose you want to you want to start a business which will sell lemonade or lemon juice to your customer. And you are a student, you don't have much funding or you don't have much money to run your business. So first of all, you have to think about who are your customers here. So because you're a new startup company, new startup or very new company with limited resources, your customer will be like your relatives, your parents or grandparents. So these are your first customer, and maybe some of the customer will be like your friends in your school or college or university, or your neighborhood, your neighbors in your local area. So you have to think about those customers. What are their needs of these two customer segments? So you can think about this. Then you have to think about what you are providing the service. So here you are providing a freshly squeezed tasty lemonade on the go. So you are providing some lemon juice to your customer, which is freshly squeezed. So this is a very high demand. It might be a very high demand in the summertime because most of the people are thirsty at the time. So it will go very well. So as a freshly, and it will provide energy and refreshment. And also it will, there is another value, like if you develop a business, it will build your pride in your school or in your college. So then you can think about what are the channels you are going to use to deliver this business to your customer. So you can use a lemonade stand or a lemonade van or lemonade maybe vehicle, so to deliver this lemon juice to your customer. You can also maybe deliver this through the dinner table. Maybe if you are taking dinner with your parents, you can offer this lemonade to your parents or grandparents or relatives in the dinner table. And how you're going to maintain your relationship with the customer. So you can think about like face-to-face relationship or personal relationship here with your customer. And the revenue, what are the revenues you are going to get? So you're going to get some kind of gifts or grants from your parents or grandparents or relatives to run your business. So this because you don't have much capital, you have to rely on those revenue stream or the grants or gifts from your parents to run your business. And on the left-hand side of this business model canvas, we have the key resources, key activities. So what are the key resources? You can see that we have ingredient. So we need to make some lemonade, we need some ingredient like lemon, water, sugar, ice. We need some salesperson to run your business. You need some sales booth or sales van to run your business. You need some additional resources like ice or cups to deliver your product to the customer. And what are the key activities in your business? So the most important activity is make lemonade, to squeeze the lemonade, to squeeze the juice out of the lemon and make the lemonade. So this is the most important activity. And there are some other activity like marketing, selling your product, marketing your product, gathering the comments from your customer is also another key activity. It is very important to get feedback from your customer because maybe from this feedback you can uh, change your product or add something new in your product. And who are the key partners here for your business? So here we have the grocery store. So this is a key partner in your business. You have to buy your ingredient from this grocery store. Also, maybe there is some kind of health organization which can be a key partner in your business or business organization, or maybe some kind of store. They can be a key partners. And the last component is the cost structure. So what are the cost structure we have to think about? So we have to buy a lots of ingredients. So for this, to buy this ingredient, we need a cost structure cost component for the ingredients. We have to buy ices and cups. So this is a cost structure. We have to buy some flyers for marketing. So this will be another cost component. We have to think about the commission of your salespeople or the salary of your salespeople. So this will be another cost component. And to take the comments from your customer, you need to design some comment cards or comment books. So this is another cost component in your business. So you can think that you can see that to develop a business model canvas, we have to think about all these 9 components to come up with a good business plan. And from the feedback from your customer, you have to modify this business model canvas from time to time, and we have to validate some of their hypotheses from this business model canvas, and maybe add or remove something from this business model canvas as the business starts to progress. So now we will do a activity here. In your activity, we'll try to develop what we have. We'll try to use our knowledge that we learned from this webinar to develop a business model canvas for a new startup company. You can think about any startup company or any startup company that you have idea about. But I am giving you a sample here. So suppose you're going to build a new startup company, which is a self-driving car company. So you are providing a self-driving car service to your customers. So this is a new company, and you don't have much idea about this kind of company. So try to develop a business model canvas for this company. I provide you a Google Docs. You can open this docs and you can start typing here different in this table. What is your idea? What is the business value proposition? Who are the customers here? What are the channels you want to use?
Uh,
And
uh, Ahmed
we
bhai,
can take maybe. Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. Could you share the link via the message in Hangout so that we can share among the participants?
Okay, sure.
So I think if you share it in the SG Cloud BD activities channel, it will be better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, that would be okay too. So yeah, yeah.
SG Cloud BD,
Yeah, I think
BD activities.
yeah, that group, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to share this template, business model canvas template in the SG Cloud BD activities channel. So in the bottom of this channel, you can see this link. You can open this, you can click this link and open this template and fill out those different component in this business model canvas. So I am giving you an idea like you are developing a new company. You can take any idea you have and start developing a business model for your company. So I'm giving a sample like you are developing a self-driving car company. So you can think, you can use this idea, or you can take your own idea to develop this business model canvas, and we can take maybe 5 or 10 minutes to develop this, and then you can we'll discuss about this and we'll conclude our session here. That's okay? Yeah, everybody, anyone can edit it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. You can change the idea also. You can take your own idea and develop a business model canvas. So I'm thinking about, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can think about different components. Or one, like in the value proposition, you have to think what are the services you want to provide. So we are here we are developing a business model canvas for a self-driving car. So what is a self-driving car? There is no driver in the self-driving car. So it automatically drives and it will take someone to your destination. So it is a very good value proposition, I think. And who are your customers here? So maybe old people can be a customer here, or people who cannot drive. So those are like maybe some of them are your customer, old people or someone who cannot drive. So they need this kind of services. So you can think about some more of this and trying to develop some more ideas from here. So next, maybe you can think about how you are going to provide these services, what channel you are required. You can think about what are the customer relationship, how you're maintaining your relationship with the customer, whether it is a phone or online services or face-to-face service. So because there is, I think this is a self-driving car, there is no face-to-face contact mostly. So maybe it is maintaining a relationship with phone or online, or through some app. We have to develop some app to maintain a relationship with the customer. So you can write anything here. Any ideas about this business? How you are going to provide the service? So you can think about how you are providing the services here. What are the revenues? What kind of revenue structure you are thinking about your business? Whether it is a monthly revenue, subscription-based revenue, one-time payment, or so you can think about those revenue structure here. So maybe one-time payment or subscription-based, monthly subscription or yearly subscription. What are the key resources you need here for your business? So you can think like you need some self-driving car to run your business. So this car has some kind of self-driving capabilities. It has some cameras, some sensors to sense. It has uh, some salesperson or some kind of app to manage your request from the customer. And key activities, there will be lots of key activities you have to think about, like how you develop the app, develop You have to think about the safety of your car. So you have to test your car before you put your car in the business or in the street. You have to think, test your car whether it is working properly or not, whether it will make some accident in the street or not. So those are the key activities you have to think. And key partners, what can be the key partners in your business here? Maybe road and highway authority. So you have to take some permission or permission from this road and highway authority to run your business. So this can be a key partner here for your business. And we can also think about some other key partners, like you might need some advisors in your company, which can be a key partner here. You can think about some investor, which can be a key partner here, who want to invest in your company. And the cost structure will be for the buying of these different resources. So you need to think about some cost. Like if you want to buy some car, self-driving car, you have to spend some money for that. So this is a cost structure. Also, maybe you want to develop research and development. There will be a cost structure for that. So because it is a new company, you have to do some research. You have to do some testing before you put this product or service to the customer. So there is a cost associated with those things for your research and development. So these are all the different components here in this business model canvas. We can think about, we can think something more and like how to make it more concrete. So now we are just making some guesses. So maybe after some time, we find some new value proposition, or we think that the old value proposition is not valid anymore. So we can delete something. So this is not a this is not fixed. The business model canvas, it is always changing with time, and you have to update this business model canvas as your business is progressing or getting more feedback from the customer. So can you think about any other points in this business model canvas? Okay, so yeah, that's the main overview about this our webinar. So in this first webinar, we try to give an overview about this business model canvas. So what are the main components in a business model canvas? We discuss all these different components in a business model canvas. So in a business model canvas, we have to develop 9 components. So first is the value proposition component, customer segment component, channel components, customer relationship components, revenue stream components, key resources and key activities components, key partners components, and the cost structure components. So all these 9 components will make up your business model canvas. And we give an example of a simple business, which is like you are selling lemonade to your customers. So what will be the business model canvas if you want to sell a simple uh, product or simple product to your customer, like selling lemonade, lemon juice to your customer? So you can see here, give an example here. So, and in the hands-on exercise or team exercise, we do a business model canvas for a new startup company, which is our self-driving car company. So we try to figure out some of the business model canvas. What are the different components in our business model canvas for this new startup company? So the value proposition, we our guess is that this will be the good value to your customer. No drivers are required, and the customer segment, who are the customer of this self-driving car company. So you can think that like maybe the old people and the maybe someone who doesn't have any driving license, they can use these services. And we try to maintain our relationship with the customer by phone or online or by through some app. So these are the customer relationship and channels. And from if we think about the revenue stream, so maybe we can get some revenue from the customer. It can be a one-time payment, or maybe it can be a subscription based revenue. So the customer can subscribe for a monthly or yearly plan, and they can use these services from this self-driving car company. And if we look at the left hand side, so we have the key resources here. So key resources will be the cars, self-driving cars. So it has some capabilities to drive it by itself in the road. So it has some cameras, sensors, and doesn't require any drivers inside. And we also need to develop some kind of app to connect with the customer or to take their request. And key, yes, yeah, yeah. My instinct is, I think, completely right. A new startup company has limited, limited income source. So, uh, if you think about it, a new startup company in the many of new startup companies that develop their ideas in their maybe the garage or in their own basement. So they don't have much money to spend on a lot of things. So you cannot think about maybe R&D or some huge investment for a new startup. But R&D, we can think about R&D like your own development. Like not you are employing some 1,000 people to develop this business. Maybe you are developing by your own, or you're developing by you and your friend who don't require any money or salary for them. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that will be the nice way to put this question. Hmm. Yeah, it is a very good question. Thank you, Mayank Singh, for your question. Yeah, and any other question from? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your attention, Mayank Singh. Yeah. So, do you have any other question in the YouTube channel? Okay. So, yeah, I think that is the end of our webinar for today. So we discussed these different components of the business model canvas. So we try to use this knowledge to develop some kind of new ideas or new business. So this is the main objective in this first webinar, and we try to arrange some more webinar in the next few weeks. So stay tuned with our channel, and maybe we can get a good conversation with the community through this webinar. Thank you very much, Abir and Mayank Singh and Mubashir and whoever is connected with us in this webinar. And thanks a lot for your attention and your contribution or participation in this webinar. And okay, sure. The first slide. Okay. So we are recording this webinar, right? Okay. 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 Sure. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Abid, for your support. Yeah. Thanks.